When the weekly reset and a monthly reset lands on the same day, it's like, ah, the angels are singing. So I figured I would walk you through what that looks like for me as a solopreneur and what I do for my monthly reset and my weekly reset. And before we dive in, really quick, if we haven't met yet, I'm Megan, the Solopreneur COO. I help you simplify, streamline, and automate all the things so that you can continue doing what you love without getting burned out from the tech and the back end. All right, let's dive in. Okay, so before I share my screen, I just wanted to give you a little background. I have been using my Apple's reminders for my tasks. I used to use ClickUp, and for the last 6 months, I have switched, and it has been a game changer. Because again, using what we already have, it just makes things so much easier. It integrates with Siri really easy. It integrates on my phone and my laptop. It's been really helpful. So let me show you how I'm using the Reminders app. Okay, so this is my Reminders app. I have weekly reset as a template, monthly reset, these are my tasks. And then I also have operations tasks and client tasks. And then I have all my personal stuff. And what's really cool, just to give you a behind the scenes look, this is my desktop. And I'm able to have each of those different lists live on my desktop. So that way they are top of mind. I can keep them all in separate buckets, but at the same time have them accessible. Weekly reset. As I've shared before, the weekly reset is my non-negotiable. With the weekly reset, I go through and I make sure that my computer is really cleaned up. I clean up my downloads folder. I empty the trash bin on my computer because that gets pretty clogged up pretty easy. I go through my upcoming week schedule. I go over the school drop-offs and pickups with my husband, and then I clear off my desk. I catch up on my email inbox, and I review my banking transactions for the week. It's not a lot, but it is stuff that makes such a big difference for the whole week. In the same way, here's my monthly reset. For my monthly reset, I review all my tasks in my reminders app because life happens and sometimes I forget to mark it as completed. So that's my way of making sure that I caught up with it. I review the full month schedule on my Google Calendar. I make sure everything is actually in there, especially drive time blocks, because I tend to forget that. So then I stack myself, not very helpful. Review my budget for the month for both personal and business. Review auto pay for all my bills, making sure everything is still in good standing. Last month, I actually had to get a new debit card because I had fraud, and oh my goodness, that's such a nightmare. I also go through my photos and I go through my photos on my phone for the previous month and I try and find ones that maybe I would want to use as B-roll or that I would want to use for marketing. And I put those into a special album so they're easier to find later. And that's also a great time to delete the screenshots or the duplicates just while you're doing that. Then I look through my Google Drive and I make sure that all the things are in proper folders. Sometimes it's easy for things to just not get filed away. So that's the time that I kind of clean that up. I review my emails and catch up on any lingering items, kind of a good reset for the month. And then I write out 3 to 5 goals for the new month. So I would love if you would join me on this journey, and I'd love to hear what you include in your weekly reset and your monthly reset.